coming up.
North Dakota has an abundance of exactly what I need.
Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary announces a major crypto investment proposed for North Dakota. A medical resident makes a sexual harassment claim against UND and Sanford Health. And bird flu detected in Cass County, where the virus was discovered. Hello and welcome to the Nightly Review. I'm Tom Tucker. We begin with a look at tonight's headlines. Then a closer look with comments tonight from Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney talking about the impact surging home values are having on property tax assessments. And in tonight's one-on-one conversation, we hear from North Dakota House Speaker Kim Kaplan talking about his decision to retire. But first, in a developing story tonight, a major announcement about a proposed investment in the state of North Dakota. Kevin O'Leary, a principal at BitZero and a host on the hit TV show Shark Tank, announced his company is proposing an investment worth $2 to $3 billion in the state's cryptocurrency space. The partnership was announced at the Bitcoin 2022 conference happening now in Miami.
I made a big investment in BitZero because I saw what they did in Norway, but I don't understand why we don't take the same facility we have in Norway and put it into North Dakota, put it into Montana. And North Dakota has an abundance of exactly what I need.
The announcement was made this afternoon on the Chris Berg Show on AM 1100 The Flag. We'll keep you posted on additional details as we learn more about this proposed project. The North Dakota Commerce Department is now branding the state as having the cleanest crypto on the planet. Add another candidate to the crowded field for 2 seats coming open on the Fargo City Commission. Former State House Majority Leader Al Carlson has officially announced his candidacy. Carlson joins 11 others in the race to fill Commissioner Tony Gehrig's soon-to-be vacant seat and the seat currently held by Dave Pepcorn. Pepcorn is running for re-election. A warning tonight from the Fargo Police Department about a registered sex offender. Austin Lee Fields has registered at an apartment at 2643 Arrowhead Road South. The 28-year-old was convicted in Barnes County in October 2013 of gross sexual imposition. The victim was a 16-year-old girl. Fields was also convicted in Clay County in 2009 of criminal sexual misconduct. The victim in that case was a 13-year-old girl. A medical resident is claiming the University of North Dakota and Sanford Health discriminated and retaliated against her after she filed a sexual harassment complaint against her physician supervisor. Dr. Fiona Axelson is suing in federal court, accusing her residency supervisor, Dr. Jason Mermo, of sexually harassing her over an 8-month period. Sanford Health says they will defend the case vigorously, and UND officials have declined to comment so far. Health officials say bird flu has been detected in Cass County. The North Dakota Department of Health has announced a case was identified in a backyard mixed flock of birds inside the county. The Red River Zoo has responded by taking all their birds off exhibit. Cases have also been confirmed in Lemoore, Dickey, and Kidder counties. A Twin Cities police officer is in stable condition after being shot in the face during an exchange of gunfire with a suspect. Roseville Police Chief Erica Schneider announced the 3-year veteran of the force was dragged to safety by fellow officers Tuesday night during a shootout that lasted more than an hour. The suspect died later at the hospital from a gunshot wound. Police are still investigating to determine a motive for the shootout and whether an officer shot the suspect or if the suspect's wound was self-inflicted. Health officials say routine childhood immunization rates have dropped in North Dakota. The State Department of Health says vaccination rates for diseases like measles, polio, and meningitis have declined since the arrival of COVID-19. Health officials are using the Pay Attention to Prevention campaign to encourage residents to take action to protect themselves and their children against disease. Grand Forks police say they're seeing an increase in several types of crimes. The department's annual crime report shows increased reports of rape, burglary, aggravated assault, and auto theft over the past year. The department also says there was an uptick in the number of drug overdose calls over the past year. Authorities say the opioid crisis continues to impact the community. A wind energy company is being held criminally responsible for the deaths of eagles on its wind farms in 8 states, including North Dakota. Officials with Next Era Energy subsidiary ESI Energy pled guilty to criminal charges and were ordered to pay more than $8 million in fines. Federal prosecutors say at least 150 eagles were killed on the company's wind farms. Once again, our top story tonight, Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank fame announcing this afternoon a proposed $2 to $3 billion investment in North Dakota in the cryptocurrency space. I anticipate having more details on this story tomorrow. In a closer look tonight, the majority of homeowners in the FM area will see higher property tax bills this year because of soaring home values. Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney appeared on What's on Your Mind on AM 1100 The Flag, talking about how tight home inventory is impacting values.
Now, unfortunately for a lot of people in the community right now, we're having a compression. We don't have enough stock out there. Normally in real estate, you have 1,500 properties out there for sale. We have 500. And in the crunch market, it's the $200,000 to $350,000 house. That house is the hottest house on the market right now. Commissioner Pipcorn's son was going to buy a house North Fargo, 12 offers on the house. And it's just crazy right now in that market. But when we look at actually what happened in the market throughout the community, and we have to keep close to what the values are, it went up 8.3% this last year.
Now, if you are a Fargo homeowner and believe the assessed value of your home is too high, you can appeal that assessment during the annual meeting of the City Board of Equalization.
We make readjustments. So if you and your house felt that it was too big of a jump for your house, 10, 15%, and say, hey, my house, I haven't done any improvements, I haven't done much for 20 years, I don't think it's worth the value good that you put out there, you tell our assessor's office, they'll come back and relook at it. Now, the hard part is, Scott, this is kind of interesting, only 20% of people will let you in their house. So if you claim that your house isn't worth what it is, well, let them come in and take a look. And that oftentimes will be helpful to that.
Now, Mayor Mahoney says city assessors will often take a closer look at a home when assessed values are appealed and on occasion will reduce the assessed value. A Fargo homeowner who believes their property value is unfair can present their case before the Board of Equalization. That meeting is set for April 12th at City Hall. Time now for a look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Here's meteorologist Justin Storm in the Skywatch Weather Center.
Thanks, Tom. As we head through tonight, we're going to gradually see the clouds going partly cloudy and temperatures will drop into the mid and lower 20s across the area. We'll hit a low of 27 here in the FM Metro with north-northwest wind 20 to 40 miles per hour. That wind will become 15 to 30 on your Friday. Highs in the upper 30s to lower 40s across the area. Skies partly cloudy to mostly sunny in the afternoon. And for your Saturday, clouds will gradually increase through the afternoon, still partly cloudy with a high in the mid and upper 40s.
It could happen to you or someone you love. One moment, one diagnosis can change everything. Thankfully, there's a program that helps caring people uplift families through a crisis. Lend a Hand Up, raising financial help and hope through community benefits and online campaigns. A program that boosts generosity so gifts go further. Lend a Hand Up helps you help your neighbors. Learn more and give at lendahandup.org.
Welcome back. North Dakota House Speaker Kim Kaplan is my guest for tonight's one-on-one conversation. Koppleman has just announced he will retire from elected office after his term ends in December. The state representative announced his retirement after not securing an endorsement last weekend from Republican Party members in West Fargo's District 13. I asked Koppleman how and why he made the decision to call it quits.
I had been seriously contemplating retiring for several months, and knowing that my reelection was coming up this year, the end of my term, and the potential to run for re-election. And my wife and I had given it careful consideration. And to be honest with you, I was on the verge of announcing my retirement a few months ago. And I had so much encouragement from people in our community, my constituents, the people I represent, and also an overwhelming amount of encouragement from my legislative colleagues saying, we need you back here. And that is really what prompted me to throw my hat in the ring one more time. I hadn't intended to do that, but it's certainly very gratifying and humbling to have that kind of support. And so that was the reason I decided to do it. And going into the endorsing convention last evening, I even contemplated withdrawing my candidacy. I didn't expect there to be a race, you never know, but there was. And I even contemplated just withdrawing my candidacy at that point and not having the need for a vote. But there were so many folks there supporting me who had given of their time and money to be there, and I didn't feel like that would be fair to them. So instead, I announced that I was willing to serve another term if the people at that meeting decided to endorse me, but that I would not go on to the primary if I was not endorsed. So the deck was sort of stacked at that point. I just decided it's not a bad time to leave. I've been in office for a long time. It'll be 28 years by the end of my term this year. I never dreamt I would have been there that long.
You say you had some reservations coming into the endorsing convention. Can you elaborate on what those reservations were and why did you feel that way?
Politics is not what it once was, and really what it has always been in North Dakota, in my experience. And sadly, we see how politics is getting ugly on the national stage, and we see it in the media, the national media, certainly every day. And it has become so divisive and so vitriolic, and it's not one group. From the left, from the right, from the middle of the road, everyone's fighting. And I love what my friend Mike Huckabee said once. He said, "I'm a conservative. I'm just not mad about it." And that really, really describes me. I've always been a person that respects other people, even when I disagree with them. I believe you can and should disagree without being disagreeable. And, we've done that in the North Dakota legislature over the years. Over the years, we've had, leaders of our party, governors, U.S. senators, folks like that, who have been cheerleaders for every other elected Republican official. And now so many are at one another's throats, and it's become very ugly. And that's very sad. And, some campaigns within our party have become very nasty, very negative. I've never run a negative campaign in my life, and I don't intend to.
Now that you have announced your decision, how does it feel?
Feels great. And people probably don't believe that. They may think, "Oh, you're just saying that." I'll tell you what, I'm a man of faith. And, the good book it talks about peace that passes all understanding. And that is what my wife and I have experienced today and last evening in an unbelievable way. And you don't really understand what that means, I don't think, until you do experience it. So we are at perfect peace with our decision, and we look forward to I'm not dead. So I'm looking forward to the next chapter and what the good Lord has for us. And in the meantime, I'm looking forward to finishing strong. I need to serve out my term as Speaker of the House, and that goes until December. So we look forward to that as well.
And my thanks tonight to North Dakota House Speaker Kim Kaplan for joining me for tonight's one-on-one conversation. He continues to run his business, Koppleman and Associates. That's a West Fargo communications firm. He says he's looking forward to spending more time with his wife and family. Koppleman was first elected as a state representative back in 1994. Well, that will do it for this Thursday night, April 7th, 2022. I'm Tom Tucker. Thanks for watching the Nightly Review.